Hello, checking in. It is Saturday, January 12th, and I'm long overdue for an update, which is something that I say pretty often. But I want to be positive about this. I don't want to look at this negatively. I'm struggling with documenting because I feel like there are constantly barriers standing in my way. I think the way to look at this, though, is what I'm trying to do with this project is figure out a way to teach people how to document their lives in a way that is simple and conducive to productivity, and a way that doesn't interrupt your life or stress you out. And right now, this is stressing me out, and it's very disruptive to my lifestyle because I'm constantly trying to figure out, physical setups and lighting, and sound is my biggest issue. This apartment is so loud. I can hear everything that's going on next door on that side and on this side, and all day from 7:30 a.m. until now. Like it's 7 p.m. now, and it's finally quiet. There's sawing through metal literally on this side, across the street, over on that side, and at the back. It's just overwhelming. And maybe that isn't such a big deal, and maybe I just need to get over that. But every time I go to do what it is that I want to do, those are things that stop me from doing it. So if I'm going to figure out a way to be documenting regularly and telling this ongoing story, this is something I need to figure out. Something here is not working, and that is a challenge. This barrier is a challenge that I need to figure out, because this project is all about finding a way to make this possible with the least amount of stress and in a way that makes the most sense. So instead of sitting here and complaining and feeling bad or feeling guilty for not doing what it is that I feel like I should be doing, which is documenting regularly and creating content and filming, these episodes that I'm writing, what I need to do is focus on the fact that there's a challenge here, there's a problem, there is a pain point that needs to be addressed. And it's up to me now to figure out what I'm going to do about it. It's time to step up to the plate. So I have this vision for making these talk show episodes, and I'm picturing them to be a certain way in my head. I'm sitting at a desk. I have space to the side where I can splice in footage about the stuff that I'm talking about. There's lighting, there's sound. It's a production. I am trying to recreate that, and so far, oh my God, I've not been able to do it. It's been endlessly frustrating. The first time I went live, I was supposed to have this camera set up. That didn't work out. The week after, I was going to do another live, and just putting together the whole show became impossible because I now have a full-time job, as well as a client, as well as a part-time job. I just have so much on my plate now. The first live went really well because I spent a whole week writing it out, and then I rehearsed it, and I just put myself out there and I made it happen, and I feel really good about that. That got the ball rolling, and ever since then I've been going, and I feel really good about that, and I'm not letting any of these barriers stop that energy that we've created. I really want to keep going, but it's now been a really long time since I've checked in because of these barriers. And so instead of not checking it at all, which is what I've been doing, I need to figure out a better way. So production value, obviously, let's bring it down a few notches. I know that I'm picturing this show, but from where I'm sitting right now, it's just not possible. So instead of not doing anything, I need to do something else. And I think that's a question of checking in like this. Maybe I just do little videos like this. Maybe I say, fuck the sound and the lighting, maybe I just make shitty. They're not going to be shitty. The content is what matters. What I need to practice is how to create the show. I need to write out the episodes. I need to rehearse the episodes. I need to figure out what that looks like, how long it takes. that's all stuff that I need to apply myself to. If I cannot create exactly what it is that I'm picturing in my head, so be it. At least I need to provide myself with the opportunity to put all this stuff into practice on a weekly basis. Because the reality is, I now have a full-time job. I now have other commitments during the week, Monday through Friday, that are going to stop me from being able to, create as much as I possibly want. I'm going to have to work smart and not hard. I'm going to have to put aside hours every week to write and to rehearse. And this is just the name of the game. If you want to launch your personal brand online and make money on the side, this is a side hustle. Despite my living in Thailand and, my wages being high and my expenses being low, I'm making a decision right now to save some money, and this is the way it's going to go. And you know what? Everyone that I'm hoping to inspire and to teach how to do this is probably going to be in the same situation where they're going to have jobs full time. So we've got to figure out how to do this while juggling a full-time job and do it smart. So that means I really do need to manage my time better. With the writing for these episodes, I need to put aside, an hour or two a day. That's totally feasible for me. And to really know what I'm doing in those few hours. And I need to rehearse, and I need to just film and not worry so much about the sound. And, I think the main thing that I want to remember here is it doesn't matter if these videos are shitty right now. I have time to recreate them later. Once we've figured out how all this works, once I get to the place that I'm trying to get to, then we can recreate all this stuff and do it properly and have all the right equipment and do it differently. All the digital storytelling, I'm picturing stuff, all the talk show stuff. Everything that I'm picturing in my head is not possible here and now, but the process, creating those things, is what I need to focus on. So, I think it will also help me to document day to day. I think we need to get the ball rolling when it comes to what's going on here. I'm trying to untangle a huge knot, and I need to talk about this on a day-to-day basis because every day I'm thinking about this. Every day I'm working on this. Every day I'm having epiphanies. Every day I'm figuring out little pieces of the puzzle, and I think just making these videos daily is going to help to tell that story. And as I've said a million times, creating a personal brand, a successful personal brand, is all about content. So the more content I'm putting out there, the more I'm figuring this stuff out, the more I'm building, the more I'm growing. So girl, get with it. I think I need to really make an effort to check in more often, to manage my time better, and to not make such a big deal out of what these videos look like right now. Capiche? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I think that's something that's totally feasible too. It's totally something that I can do. I feel good about it. All right. Good talk. Ciao for now.